Hey gang, I'm going to see if this works. I'm going to show you how to wale with 12 rods around a square base when you want to match the butt join from below to the one above. In this case, this was measured so that it would end in the middle of this long row. So to do that, I'm going to choose my 6 longest rods. I just pull like that. I think those will be the 6 longest. These other guys are going under my bum. And that's actually only 5. But I'll start with 3 and then let you know what's happening. If I want to end right here, then I will hold these butts where I want them to end, and I will work my way backwards around the basket to measure where I should start these 3 rods so that they will end over there. When I come over here, I see that I have one that's a little longer than the others, then actually one that's medium, one's short, so I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to start them by putting them around 3 successive rods or uprights so that they come out of 3 successive spaces. This is the one that you will move first, and it goes outside of 2, goes in where the last one came out. I'm holding it down there with my finger so the bend happens here instead of anywhere sliding. Holding that as I guide this hand up. Oh, I gotta bend over. There we go. And this comes around. And then I tap it down again. This is now the one that will move. Goes outside of 2. Goes in where the last one came out. I'm shifting my left hand to hold these down and to use my thumb to push this rod against this rod, the weaver against the upright, so the bend happens exactly where I want it. Then I lift up and bring it down. This is now the one that travels outside of 2. Shift my hand, support that upright exactly where I want it to be, and then move my hand like this to bring it around that upright. And back down, it's finished its journey. Just keep going around. Now, this is a part of the corner. If I wanted to do something funky here to make this a sharper corner, I could take this rod, which would normally go outside of 2. I could lay it just on top of this one, and I could use this hand to hold it there and then continue with this one. And that ends up being a sharper corner for a square basket. In this case, this post is not actually one of those sharp corner type baskets. It's the kind of basket where you have 2 uprights, so I'm not actually going to do that. So going back here though, I have this one to go, and it's going to go around, still not encountering the 3 butts, but I am going to stop, and I'm going to take 3 that are underneath of me right now. These are my next 3 rods. If I'm chasing, I need to stop this soon enough ahead that these ones can begin their journey, and this old pair will travel on top of the new pair. And this new, sorry, not a pair, this new trio is not going to end. You can see if I keep going with those, they are going to end on top of that, this old one. So these new ones have to end on top of those, which I'm reaching around to see where that will be so that I can start these over here. And I do have a long one again, so I start them one after the other. 3 successive uprights like that, and 3 successive gaps. This hand holds them all down, and this is the one that begins the journey. in where the last one came out. And when I come to this corner, the interesting thing about this kind of corner is you want these two to be close together and towards you. So I'm going to make sure of that with bending this out before I bend my wale rod in. And I want that second kink to be really close to keep these two close together. And the next, likewise, these are where I started, my first three, and now I get to overtake them with the next three. And this is the whole purpose of chasing, so that you have an equal, balanced amount of thicknesses in your rods as you come around the corners. Here's my corner again. Sorry, I keep not paying attention. There, close together. I keep wanting to do that sharp corner, but I'm not. I'm going right in there and then right back out again, keeping those two close. Keeping those close and pointing out towards me. And when I end these three, I will now be above these three. 1, 2, 3. If I can look at where this one ended, it's in this gap here. That's this middle one. So this one here still needs to do one more stroke. Now I have 1, 2, 3 to do my butt join, and they will be above these 2, 3. So the other three that are, or 6 I guess, that are underneath of me still. But I'm now going to continue with these ones that I had started, so that when I do this join, I can continue around this corner. So I'm going to keep going with them, just show you where the butt joins line up on the other side, and then I'll end it and assume you know how to do a butt join. Actually, maybe I'll do just one butt join for you. There's coming around this corner. See how I push that in? That's just so that this becomes this is the weaver. It has to turn around this. This is the stationary one. You're the boss. I see that one of my French rands poked out there, so I'm going to tuck that back in before I continue. Bring that in and out, in. Now this is the original butt join. And we will hope that we've left enough. It's looking a little tight. And you have to stick under. There we go. So this one here, this is the last one. That's beautiful. This one turned out beautifully as well. 1, 2, 3, matching on top of 1, 2, 3. So when I cut those at the very end, when I've done all my trimming, the little white bits will match up. It'll look like I paid attention. So these are the last three, and then, so I've got 2 more groups of 3. I have to do a butt join here, and I don't know if you can see on the other side of the basket, but a butt join there. And they will finish off with tips. So just show you this butt join, and then I'll continue weaving away. I have lifted, in other words, pulled towards me, this first one. I'm going to insert one of these into that gap that's formed right in here. It goes beyond where it will be held by this upright, just in case these shrink. These are native willows, and they will shrink. But it now needs to continue what this one would have done, which is to go outside of 2, inside where the last one came out, and back out again. And in doing this, with that rod, you have created the next place for the next one to be joined, which would be this middle one. Slide that out, stick this in. It goes outside of 2, does the stroke, it continues, and this one is left behind. And then this is my last one. Bring it towards me, slide that in. And now I just continue weaving these away all the way to the end. I'll take a picture at the end and add it to the end. Have fun, guys.